Trying to get into the best shape of our lives in this fast-paced society can be very challenging. Many of us have very busy schedules, and the time and the energy to work out isn't always there. We're constantly juggling demands from our career, businesses, family, friends, relationships, and our hobbies. And as technology advances, we have even more things that draw from our time and attention than ever before. And to make things worse, some of us try to follow a weight training program that doesn't suit our lifestyle, making progressing in the gym much harder than it needs to be. So after years of experimenting with different weight training protocols and trying to juggle these things in my busy schedule, I've come to realize that certain weight training programs are more flexible and more accommodating than others. To keep this video concise, we're going to cover the most popular weight training routines that have been around for decades, and then we'll get into which are most practical for very busy lifters.
You guys want to say hi?
Yeah. Okay. Hello. Hi.
There are 5-day splits where each body part gets trained on a separate day. Then there are 4-day splits where you do something like chest and triceps, back and biceps, legs, and then shoulders. Then you have 3-day splits like the typical push-pull legs routine, a 2-day split like an upper body, lower body, and lastly, full body weight training. So the question we want to start with is, how many days per week can you consistently and realistically train, even when things get extremely busy? Now that's a very separate question than how many days per week would you like to train, or how many days a week should you train to get the best results. Those are very different questions than how many days per week can you consistently and realistically train.
Has topped the list of the worst, most congested bottlenecks in the entire country.
So for example, if you have a week where project deadlines at work are getting insane, or your kid's baseball practice went from 3 days per week, say up to like 5 or 6 days per week, or you have family members coming in from out of town. So if you know in those very busy times you can only train 2, maybe 3 times per week, it makes sense to select a training split or training routine that's gonna allow you to hit every single muscle group in your body in that time frame. So let's say you can only train twice per week when things are extremely busy, and you can train 4 days per week when things are more relaxed. A good selection for this would be an upper body, lower body split, because if you train twice per week when you're extremely busy, you are still training every single muscle group. And if you were to train 4 days per week when things were more relaxed, you could simply double up on your workouts, meaning you would do an upper body, lower body split twice in that week. So here's an example of how that would look. So on a busy week when things are extremely hectic, you can do upper body on a Monday and then lower body on a Thursday. But during a regular week when things are more relaxed and you can train 4 days during that week, you can do upper body, lower body on a Monday, Tuesday, rest, and then do upper body, lower body again on a Thursday, Friday. That would be a better and more practical approach than choosing a 4-day or 5-day split where you have to be in the gym that many days per week in order to target every single muscle group. So let's apply that same scenario to a 4-day split where you can only train twice on a busy week and 4 times on a more relaxed week. Now during a busy week, you may hit chest and triceps, back and biceps, but then you would completely neglect legs and shoulders.
All right, just dropped the kids off at daycare, and now it is time for some morning cardio because my goal is to get lean. But first,
medium, half regular, half decaf, 1 cream, okay?
Yep, that's all.
Sure, 185.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
So the weight training routine that I found to be the most versatile and is now my personal favorite is full body weight training. Whether you can train 1 time per week in an all-out worst case scenario or train 4 or 5 days per week, you are still going to be targeting every single muscle group in your body. So here's an example of a 3-day full body routine that targets the majority of the muscle groups in the body, just in different ways with different exercises. So some of these days are going to have a more upper body focus and some are going to have a more lower body focus. Some are going to be a little more challenging, like squatting, benching, and deadlifting on the same day, and the other ones are going to be a bit easier where you have more accessory work in that workout. So something I want to touch on from a scientific perspective is the research looking at training frequency. And training frequency is how many times per week you train a muscle group. So a meta-analysis, which is like a study of the studies relevant to the subject, found that training a muscle group twice per week was more effective than training it once per week when total training volume was equal. But a more recent meta-analysis that included more studies on the subject found that it didn't make a difference when total training volume was equal. So whether you train once, twice, or 3 times per week, as long as the total amount of work is equal, you should see similar increases in muscle growth. So ultimately, what matters most is that you're doing a weight training routine that is going to be realistic and flexible and is going to work for your schedule. And then after that, doing something that you're going to enjoy. So let's say you don't like full body weight training like I do, and you know for a fact you can train 4 days per week, and it's very rare that you would train less than that. And it's totally up to you if you do an upper body, lower body split twice Or if you want to do a 4-day split, chest and tries, back and bis, shoulders and legs, for example. If you know that's what you like to do and you like to focus on a select amount of muscle groups per workout because you get a really good pump and you really get to go hard on those muscle groups, it's totally cool to choose that for your weight training routine if that's what you enjoy. So that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you found that helpful, I would highly appreciate it if you can help this channel to grow by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and turning on post notifications and letting me know what you think in the comments below. I would also appreciate it if you could follow me on Instagram. I'm always posting informative content on lifting form, workout routines, and the latest scientific research on building muscle and losing fat. I also have useful links in the description below to my programs, free resources, and my coaching service. So once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.